Hello traders, welcome to today's market update. I hope you had a great weekend, and yeah, let's get into a new week of trading. So as always, I'm going to start here with Bitcoin, and then I'm going to take a very brief look across some of the alts and also at the legacy markets. We're also going to cover some of the massive news events that we do have this week. We are certain to get volatility. So yeah, let's get straight into it. Again, if you are new to the channel at all, and this is maybe the first video you've seen, please do hit the like button, hit subscribe, and do go check out tauruscrypto.com, where you can find out more about our trading community. So back to the charts here. Let's look on Bitcoin. So there hasn't been very much happening over the weekend. We've had a couple of nice trades from this. I'll start off on the low time frames. I'll do the opposite of what I would usually do, start high and then go on to the lower time frames, but I'm going to start on the lower time frames and just talk you through the two trades that I have been able to get so far today. Now the first is very simple. Okay, you take out the weekend lows on a Monday morning. This very often happens. Again, if you're up towards the highs, we are pulling back a little bit here. The legacy markets look terrible so far today, and I'm fully expecting previous month lows to be taken, but we'll get to that in just a second. So yeah, the weekend lows that were put in over here, we open up on a Monday and they get swept. You get that decent bounce into the daily open. So I was able to take a long as soon as we did take out those lows. And then there were two take profit, well, one take profit and one just closing out of the position and then switching short that happened after that. So we come into the VWAP, and you can see a little bit of a rejection off of the VWAP initially, and then you come into daily open, and this corresponded with your London high. So from your London session open, you just had a very small SFP of the London high there before that rejection, and now we're down here at the local golden pocket, or it seems a little bit deeper at this stage because we are pulling back slightly. This is where really you want to see some support. So no change in market structure. Market structure so far on this move is still down. However, the last kind of move to the downside that we had, the majority of this was weekend price action. So it is natural that you would go and seek the liquidity at the lows before we do get any potential reversal. Now, if we are to look for support lower, if this doesn't hold, and I think it kind of depends on what other markets are doing at the moment as to whether this is going to hold or not. Bitcoin actually is holding a lot better, and we've seen this over the past at least a few weeks now, where Bitcoin has been not outperforming because nothing's really been performing, but it hasn't been quite as bad as what we've seen from the Nasdaq and the ES, the SPX, and everything like that, because faced with still insane dollar strength, Bitcoin has managed to hold off pretty decent with that. So let's see how this goes. If we do get a further move to the downside, then I'm looking at the weekly level. This is an untapped weekly level that we do have to the downside that I would look for a scalp, but realistically it wouldn't be much more than that. At this stage, I do want to see this Monday low hold. That would be preferable for me, unless we get a very quick SFP and we get back into the range that we're currently in. Now the reason for that is we do have this triple bullish divergence on the 1 hour time frame since that Friday dip that we had that came into clear support. So we had the monthly open, we've got the range POC down here, and then you've had 1, 2, 3 spikes to the downside. Okay, there's 3 drives down, and now ideally you do want to see a change of market structure here. It's just at the moment, because this was such important support on Friday and now we find ourselves below it getting rejected from there, it's going to take some volume and take some time to break through that. So if we can reclaim that monthly open, if we can get back above 19,400 and hold above it, then I do think we'd see quite a quick move back up towards the value area high. We do see that there's a decent region of single prints here, and of course, like every time that we've gone to 20k recently, it's like that 19.5 to 20k region is just very low volume. There is a void within there, so it won't take a lot to push through that. If this can get reclaimed, I think we could see a quite swift move back up to $20,000. Again, target to the upside, 20,750 is still there, so do be aware of that if we are to get more of an impulsive move up. But at this stage, I think, likely to happen later in the week. It is a bank holiday in the US today, although markets are still open, but I would be expecting less volume, at least initially, until we get later on into the week. So that's Bitcoin. really, there's not too much more to update on. My, again, ideal scenario would be see local highs taken and then a move up towards 20k, 19,950 specifically. That's the low of the single prints, and that is ideally the trade that I would like to see at this stage. But it very, very much depends on whether the S&P 500 can get any kind of a bounce, or if it is going for macro lows once again. So let's actually have a look at that, and then we'll go back over the altcoins. So this is the SPX. Okay, we have now opened. I wanted to wait a little bit so I had an idea of the open here before posting a video, because again, we're focusing on the slightly higher time frames. Hours rather than minutes. So we have our previous month low here, the low from Friday this 30th of September, after what was a very bearish month on the S&P 500. You can see a absolutely disgustingly awful close below anything else that we had previously, and this month threatening to take out those lows, having already surged to the midpoint of last month almost. Okay, so 4 hour time frame, right, still in the downtrend, and that does lead you to think that lower prices are very much possible. However, the fact that we put in a high here that we're pulling back from only a few days ago does mean that there is an opportunity here to get a decent break of market structure if we can reclaim that. So from the 4 hour time frame, I do think lows get taken, because there's absolutely no way we're going to come up here and take that low off of a bounce. It's just not going to happen. So if we do see lows taken, that could give us a change of market structure that then gives us confidence to start to form an uptrend, to look back up towards the gaps that we do have to the upside. So ideal scenario, once again, let's take those lows. Let's do that early in the week. And as we get some more volatile movement coming in later in the week, let's see if we can go for those highs. We know there's going to be volatility. We know it's going to be pretty crazy this week. Generally speaking, that volatility usually ends up down, but maybe we are going to see a shift. Maybe we are going to see a slight shift in the market. Things are very bearish. Sentiment is very, very bad at the moment. So the technicals and what we're starting to see here with less aggression to the downside does make me cautiously optimistic that we could see some kind of relief rally that takes us into that second half of October. Just even if it is literally just that, a relief rally. Okay, so that is what I'm looking at. We are still looking at this overall idea of not good. But there's no reason why you can't put in a double bottom, start to just form a range here, and then if things are going to get worse, then it might happen a little bit later on. To come down this quick, just it doesn't seem right. I do think that we're going to see some kind of rebound from the market fairly soon. We will see. Just on that point, so let me just go back over onto the internet here. And these are, no, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring up Discord because it's right there. So key events for this week. So, of course, today, being USA, Canada, and Japan bank holiday, New York Stock Exchange is still open, although expects lower volume. Tomorrow morning, we've got UK average earnings, unemployment rate. That's not really going to move the crypto market in any way, but if for anyone who likes to trade Forex, looking at the GBP USD pair, looking at good old cable or anything like that, then that can be something to be paying attention to. On Wednesday is one of the big days. Okay, so we have UK GDP and trade balance. Then 1 hour before New York Open, my favorite time of the day, we do have PPI and core PPI coming in. Okay, so that's going to be pretty big. And then in the evening, you've got the FOMC meeting minutes. And on Thursday, if that wasn't a big enough day already, then we do have USA CPI, core CPI, and unemployment claims. Again, 1 hour before New York Open there, 1:30 p.m. UK time, plus some other additional juiciness in the markets on that day. So Wednesday and Thursday are going to be the two big days. I will be doing, we as the crew will be trading Wednesday. New York session live, so we will be doing our live trading room at exactly that time. In fact, we'll shift it earlier so we can catch that 13:30 volatility an hour before open. And then on Thursday, of course, I usually live stream the the New York Open on a Thursday, so I will make sure I catch this volatility with you guys on Thursday as well. Yeah, then of course, for all those in the crew, you can see my market update, which is what we do every single day. So those are the events to be looking at. That is the website back on there. Make sure you go and have a look at that. And anything else that we want to cover in the charts. So yeah, going back onto here, let's actually have a look. What are we doing at the moment? Yeah, honestly, I think we're gonna I think we're gonna see that previous month low taken on the SPX. Maybe it doesn't need to come all the way down here. Of course, when we did get that absolute low down here, that was, I believe, after the market closed on, yeah, it was an hour afterwards. So let's see double bottom kind of scenario going on here potentially. DXY, of course, we've got to look at the DXY. Which has gone from golden pocket to golden pocket, or golden pocket and order block to golden pocket and order block. Okay, so you have the 4 hour OB here, which is what we were looking at, and that was the support that is giving us this bounce. And now we're into this 1 hour OB, which at the moment is holding us. But I have to say, the way things are looking right now, and the way that wick on the last hourly candle looks, and the way that this one currently is looking here, doesn't look great. Okay, so we are still, well, I mean, dollar is still looking very, very strong, which of course is going to be causing massive, well, yeah, fairly substantial pullbacks across any risk assets on the market. Yeah, GBP USD, nothing. Euro USD, nothing, although that's kind of nice. You take out local lows there. Did it take out a low? Did it take out a low? Nope. Maybe not. Maybe on some exchanges. Gold is the one that is of interest to me. So gold finally starting to get that pullback back into where we had those inefficiencies below, and looks to me like you got a bit of a golden pocket just below where we are here also. So we are back, and this is what we've been saying about gold. We are back into the range that have been formed from those lows. This was all the liquidity that got taken. You had a really decent bounce that did change market structure. Okay, you want to see this push a little bit higher, but we are coming back in. So this, at this time, at this stage, is, yeah, the zone in which you would, well, the zone in which I am most certainly looking to get some kind of long position in gold here for a, yeah, I mean, what could potentially be quite a big move to the upside. Gold, UK oil and gas is the same. Okay, you know, we took the short on gas a few weeks ago now, and I mean, kind of looks like a little inverse head and shoulders thing here, reaccumulation, before seeing potentially a move back up here on the NG1 there. So that is, yeah, that's most of the markets covered. Altcoins. Okay, I'm not going to go into too much detail on these. These are better to do on a stream, but as I mentioned previously, there's a lot of alts that are at fairly good support here. I have taken a long on DOT, although, again, it's exactly what we were saying previously. I think it was early, but when we did get that real nice dip on Friday, that was too much of a good opportunity to pass up, especially when we're looking at fairly heavy negative funding across all of the altcoins right now, to start to scale into a long position on DOT with a pretty clear invalidation, right, with this being a really nice potential accumulation, to scale into a long and get paid funding seemed sensible enough to me. So I am looking at that long position down here from $6.25, and yeah, looking to take that initially into $7 if it can get that break. We were always expecting the break to happen this week rather than last week, but because we got that nice move on the Friday with negative funding across the board, I have been, yeah, getting paid on those positions. So that's all good. Solana, again, very, very similar situation here. Okay, we need to make sure that negative funding is staying. Actually, the last bit of funding here on Solana was not negative, because I do see here that I have paid funding on one of my trades from this morning, but I was keeping an eye on it over the weekend, and we did have negative funding over the weekend. So yeah, the majority of this trade is paying at the moment. Other than that, there's not really too much else to go over, so I am going to wrap it up there. Hopefully that was of use to you watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers. Bye.